When people started seeing in New Zealand in the graveyard, they started seeing the smiles of these shuhada, wallahi al-azim, there was a regret among those who were alive that survived. They said, I wish I was one who passed away. I wish I was the one who was in there, because they saw what they saw in front of their eyes, the rahmah, the hospitality, the reception of Allah and the people that came there to see them, right? One mother whose son, her son was 14 years old, who was Bilal's friend. She was also sitting on her grave, on her son's graveside, and she wasn't moving from there. And I asked, we went to see her, and she said, I'm not going to leave from here until I get one question answered. And I said, what's the question? She said, Bajan, my son, he's speech impaired, so if you ask him a question, he's in a stutter many times before being able to answer the question correctly. And my question to you is, what I heard in hadith, when the angels come in your grave and they ask you, Ma rabbukum ma dinukum man hadi rajul, who's your Rabb and what is your deen and who's this person that was sent to you? If you stutter, you'll get punished. And my son is speech impaired, he is going to stutter because he has imperfection in his speech. So can you answer that question for me? What's going to happen to him? I'm worried about my son. So then, in Surah, in Juz Amma, this ayah, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ, under this ayah, Mufassirin say that anyone who has any deficiencies, any impurities, any physical disabilities, any mental disabilities, anything, when they get buried, all those disabilities go away.
Wow.
20/20 vision, brother. They got
20/20 vision for Jannah.
You could have been on a wheelchair all your life, but the moment you laid in your grave, your spine is working perfectly fine. All your life, spine surgeons tried, but they couldn't do nothing. But when you get in your grave, you're back to perfection, back to ahsan taqweem. Wallahi, I realized that day when she asked that question, she asked this question to many people before we came, many people. And I thank my teachers, my parents, and the mufassirin who came before us for giving us this beautiful message of, the beautiful reflections from Quran that we're sharing with everybody. This is not our words; these are their words. But the fact is, we got to see it. And then, you know what? When she said that to me, the volunteers like, please talk to her. And I said, this is an ayah that comes in Surah Watin wa Zaytun and Juz Amma. Allah says this, under mufassirin say that everybody will be replaced. Don't worry about his speech impurity. His speech will be perfectly fine in his grave. And because of this one ayah, it affected her life. She became perfectly fine. She got up and she said, I'm content with the decree of Allah. Now I can leave the graveside of my son. She was sitting there for hours.